to explore these. I would say that what was really helpful for me, I really like becoming more aware of the stories that I create, and that these are not always factual, and how to sort of parse through this story to get down to, what is the real underlying, need or belief.
Thanks, Hayden. Jessica, are you waiting to check out? And then let's see, Kate.
This was my first experience, and it was very helpful. Definitely just the beginning. I would like to do the workshop. However, I was wondering if there's any opportunity for, if that time slot doesn't work, for accessing it from a recording sense to still kind of work through, even though you can't be live.
Yes, all the sessions are recorded and available.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. I have not read the book, so I guess this is my encouragement to read the book on NVC. And I just appreciate, I can't even remember how I came upon your website, James, and I think it was from a therapist recommendation, but I've had it on my calendar for what feels like so long, waiting to experience the workshop. And I just appreciate everyone that was here to share, and it was very helpful. So thank you for orchestrating and offering this opportunity.
Thanks, Jessica. I hope to see you.
Thank you.
All right. There's so many pictures. Kate, how are you? And then Ramon.
I'm okay. I'm okay. It's fascinatingly powerful. It's hard to kind of, because I've been kind of playing around with NVC, starting to learn it for a while now, and it's just, just completely different way of hearing and experiencing life. So I have a real clear action step. I have, it's powerful.
Thank you, Kate. I hope to see you in the series. Ramon, go ahead, and then Nancy. How are you feeling, Ramon?
Yes, I'm feeling intrigued. I've never heard of NVC. I'm surprised it's been around that long. The first person you put me in the room with, she had the book that you just showed me, so I was writing on the author. So now I'm intrigued to find out a lot more. Yeah.
Thanks, Ramon. Nancy, and then Angela. Nancy, how are you?
I'm thoughtful. I definitely like the steps today. I think it's empowering. It's empowering to work on how to identify your needs and how to meet your needs rather than relying on someone else to meet those needs. So that's empowering.
Thanks, Nancy. Angela, and then Mike.
I feel really hopeful and inspired. It's really helpful to identify, just to be able to identify the need. Even just that is really soothing to me. I think the area that I'll be most interested in developing is the muscle to become more aware of when I am triggered in the moment, developing that space and the willingness and the curiosity to find out what the need is. That's the part, I think, for me, that I'll need to develop.
Thanks, Angela. Mike, and then Tara. Mike, how are you?
Good. So for me, I really liked just the framework itself. I mean, I just got done reading the book, so I'm a rookie. I just got done reading the book a few months ago, and as I read through it, the framework here is a little bit more concise in the story, the judgment, the need, and then how to get those needs. What are some ways to get those needs met? And so it pulls it out of the victim mentality of things are being done to me, and it places me back into responsibility mode, where I can I can redirect and find that need, whether somebody else is quote unquote giving it to me. And so, so I don't know, it leaves less justification for angerous responses because I can find ways to get that need met rather than if it's in that moment. And so, so it put, in my opinion, it put, for me, just the framework put a lot more power back in my hands.
Mhm. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Tara and then Maggie. Tara, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, thank you so much, James, for this workshop. I'm so glad that I came. This was really helpful for me to just identify what the story is and ask more questions, go deeper. I really enjoy this last part, the strategies to get my needs met that I can take and that I can propose. And so I feel like those are some real actionable things that I can do. So I'm feeling really hopeful and grateful.
Thanks, Tara. Maggie and then Russ.
Hi, I'm feeling really inspired by everybody showing up, wanting to learn how to communicate better and have a more peaceful world is how I interpret that. And I also love the beginning, James, that it gives us all encouragement to know that your recovery time from when you get triggered to when you respond and how you respond now through NVC is much shorter now because of you've been studying this stuff. So thank you for reminding us of that.
Thanks, Maggie. Yeah. Russ and then Janine. Russ, how are you?
I'm great. I've had some exposure to NVC over the years through my spouse, and it always amazes me how you can almost literally feel the rewiring in your brain in real time when you practice these concepts, and this has been immensely valuable for me, and I'm grateful for this workshop.
Thanks, Russ. Janine and then let's see, Leanne. Hey, Janine, please unmute yourself if you'd like to check out. For me, it's on the bottom left-hand side of the computer.
Sorry about that. I'm feeling hopeful and also a little not overwhelmed, but just I think what is difficult for me is to understand. I think I can get, the story, the trigger, the judgment, but just like how I'm going to support myself is where I'm going to need to work. So that feels a little not overwhelming. There's probably another word that would better fit kind of what I'm experiencing, but really getting clear about that strategy.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Janine. Yeah, and this is an introductory workshop. So yeah, may not give you exactly what you need for everything, but it's a good start.
And
Thanks,
I think
Janine.
that's why I feel hopeful is because, it's a process that and a tool that I will be able to use and learn.
Yeah, thanks, Janine. Leanne, have you gone yet?
No, yeah, I think for me, the big thing is getting out of the victim mentality. I mean, being triggered, like when people talk about being triggered, it's like something done to them. But this is like this framework gives you a way of sort of taking the power back of like, what's the need I want and how can I, like, not putting my needs in somebody else's hands, sort of taking responsibility for them. So I think it's empowering and kind of hope giving.
Thanks, Leanne. And I've kind of lost track of who's gone. Raise your hand if you'd like to check out. And I see a lot of people that don't have their cameras on. I'm not going to call on you unless you raise your hand. Claudia, how are you?
I'm good. For me, the revelation was the fact that our triggers are really just a need, something that we can sort of, it's a problem we can solve ourselves. And I don't think I've ever really thought about it like that. So I'm excited to move forward and work on getting more clear and specific about what the actual need is that needs to be defined, so that then I can define the strategies that will allow me to feel better.
Thanks, Claudia. Ola and then Nikki.
Yeah,
How are
so
you?
I'm quite tired, but I'm also really relaxed and then kind of joyful. And also, I think it was inspiring how you were able to run through the process, or help us run through the process in such a concise, efficient manner. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Ola. Nikki and then Nalini. Nikki, how are you? And you got to unmute yourself. I can't hear you.
Okay, I'm also tired. This type of work always is exhausting, but just more grateful for the direction, just to stop and recognize the feeling that is coming up that may cause me to react. And then knowing it's just a feeling and finding out why, and self-acceptance of why I feel that way, and being able to give myself the self-compassion that I need to not make the feeling so overwhelming. It's the toxic judgment that dominates my thoughts. So
Am I
the
hearing
recognition
gratitude?
that, yes, definitely. Yeah, gratitude and acceptance of ingrained judgments, and that they are toxic, and that, I can shift that paradigm by not, reinforcing those toxic judgments, but
I
giving
hear maybe some
myself
hopefulness in
compassion.
that too.
Yes.
You're also feeling some hopefulness.
Yes, a lot of hopefulness. Yes.
Thank you, Nikki. Nalini and then Letitia. Nalini, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really positive, and I feel like this was so it's interesting, is the strategy I've come to is something that's been in the back of my mind. Now it's come to the front. I'm realizing how important it is and how it's related to my triggering, to what I'm being triggered by. So it's very actionable, very doable. I'm very hopeful and happy, actually.
Thanks, Nalini. Letitia, and go ahead, Letitia, and if you would like to check out and you haven't, please raise your hand. Otherwise, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm checking out with gratitude. I'm happy to see so many people, and I'm happy to see all of you. Very grateful for the practice and hoping to see you in class.
Thanks. Angie, have you checked out?
Not yet.
How are you? And then Tessa.
I'm subdued. I'm inward and spiraling a little bit. I have a lot of experience with MVC over the years, maybe not a lot of experience with it, but a lot of awareness of it. And I often find myself in the role of facilitating with others the process of it, and discovering that I do not have the support structure around me. I have not created it, built it, or successfully established what's needed for me to go into my needs to the depth that is necessary. I can identify them. The trouble is I'm experiencing aversion
because the quantity of connected needs creates a fear and an overwhelm. This has been interesting, this workshop, to come into it from a place of wanting to experience gaining insight and skills dealing with triggering, and therefore here we are. And I am fully triggered on, and now I will go figure out what to do with that.
Thanks, Angie. Holding you with care. Tessa, how are you?
I'm doing really well. I appreciate this. I feel like I've had this underground stream going on for years that I feel sometimes more than others, but is always there. And I feel like going through this has kind of brought it an opening to it. So it's coming more to the surface. And what's nice about that is it puts me more in control of my automatic reactions, which I appreciate.
Thanks, Tessa. Sounds like you enjoyed hanging out.
Yep.
All right, thanks. So I'll check out. I'm checking out with gratitude, and let's see. I'm enjoying the level of engagement, and I guess it also meets a need to contribute, right? Like it seems like there were some light bulbs going on, and I love it when that happens. And yeah, so I'm feeling hopeful that we'll have a good series to, kind of engage, alive, and interesting. So that's me, and gives me hope for the planet. We gotta keep co-creating the world we want to live in. So that's why I'm here. All right.